Happy October 4th, everyone. Thank you for coming to the show. I am sorry about the delay. My computer decided that it needed to update. You know, these are the things that happen right before an important show. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me come on over here and say hi to each and every one of you. Make sure everybody's doing good. Hey, I'm Jacob Israel. Welcome to the channel. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Do I sound like a robot? Sometimes my voice sounds like a robot. Let me lower the chair a little bit. There we go. All right. Now we're talking. I have quite a show for all of you. Let me say hi to some people. Hello, Buzz Beyond. Hello, Joel, Cosmic Lightning, Angel. A lot of people here. A lot of people. Chat's moving a little bit too fast. Welcome to the program. It's like a movie. It's like life has become like a movie. It's so strange to me. We're gonna get out of this world today. This is gonna be one of those programs where I'm gonna take all these events that have been, I don't know, I'll just say bubbling to the surface, layer it upon layer, and now it's like I'm waiting for the big reveal. I'm waiting for the movie star to get into the, the shuttle and fly up and meet the aliens. There's so much crazy stuff. I don't know what to believe. So we're gonna get through it together. How's that? How's that, everybody? You think it's a good idea? Good. All right, let's start talking about, remember a while ago, this is like how I'm going to title this is how every movie, every sci-fi alien invasion movie begins. I think that's the way I titled it, because each and every one of these things that I'm about to report on, okay, well, it's like they're all in these movies. They're all in this predictive programming, getting us all ready. And once again, I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying it's fun to watch the show. Remember when the Solar Observatory in New Mexico shut down mysteriously and it was evacuated? Remember that? I did shows about that. We had a lot of interesting things happening. Remember that? Does everybody remember that in the chat? Good. I remember. It was strange. There was something amiss. Now, this was the Sunspot Observatory. It was like the most used. It wasn't like it was a small little observatory that you go visit to like the planetarium. All right? Employees, they were greeted to the sign temporarily closed. There were reports of like Black Hawk helicopters, and the areas was shut down, and even the post office was shut down. And like the county sheriff was telling everybody that FBI is not telling us what's going on. And everybody was like, it's got to be the aliens. It's got to be the aliens. With all the stuff that they were doing. This was like, what, last year? I think it was. Let me take a look at this. I think this was last year. If I remember correctly, it was right around September. That's right, 2018. Holy mackerel. So, some people speculated, well, maybe they saw something. And maybe that's why it was shut down, right? And since then, look, especially if you know my channel, you probably know a lot of the other channels. And it's like a potpourri of like asteroid warning and interstellar visitor and fast radio bursts and all of this stuff coming together to get you to say, oh my goodness, is this a movie? Are we in some sci-fi movie, right? Because guess what's happening now? As they say, there's a huge Buckingham Palace asteroid. It's not really headed in the direction of Earth. It's just around there. This has something to do with something else. But this is the news. October 2nd. That's not the only news. I mean, it's like one thing after another. They're planning on smashing one of their crafts into this thing. I did a show a while ago. Let me pull this up. A while ago. I think it was 2017, asteroid redeflection. It was the DART program. I covered this on the channel. Does anybody remember that video? Oh, thank you, Vince Sly, with your super chat. That was super nice of you. I'm glad you're going to watch later, man. It's a cool show, and you want to stick around to the end, because the end is where all the goodies are. All the new goodies. Okay. So, Lost and Found says, your day just got so much better. Sounds great, too. Yes, thank you. My day is better that you're here. And it would be even better if all of you that are listening right now just took a second to hit that like, and then come back, leave a comment. Light says aliens are fallen angels. That's cool too. Let me say hi to everybody again. Yeah, that's cool too. It could be. They could be demons. They could be angels. They could be I don't know, ET for all I know. But there's something. That's what this is all about. Something. But really, they're concerned about these asteroids. Yeah, NASA. They're spending like billions of dollars right now on this redirection, the DART program, planetary defense. They're calling it. And they just put this out. This is what they're going to do now. Now, I said that they were talking about doing it like 2017, but now they're doing it. So it only took a little while. So there's a space race to get things moving out there. Why? I don't know. Could it be all the asteroids supposedly hiding behind Jupiter, the swarm? Could that be the reason? That was like this news that just came out. Supposedly there's a bunch of asteroids that are lurking beyond Jupiter, and they may come flying at us. Yeah, this is a fun one, right? Fun show. Everybody's having a good time. Are you having a good time? I'm having a good time. There's a reason they're moving this way. I don't know why, but this is what they're planning on doing. There's a asteroid called Didymus, and the reason I covered this was because Didymus is Thomas. Thomas, it's translated to Thomas. It means twin. And in my novel, Thomas, the lead character, there's a big allegorical meaning behind the name, the double-minded man and all, but they're going to smash into Didymus, which I think is crazy. I think it's incredibly cool because Didymus does mean twin. The double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and they're going to try to smack into a part of this to see if they can, knock it off course, right? That's good stuff. Or maybe they knock it into us. Who knows? The mission is called Asteroid Impact Deflection Assessment, IDA, and will attempt to redirect the small part of the double asteroid called Didymus. In the first stage of the mission, a spacecraft will smash into the space rack, then a second ship will assess the crash site and collect data. Now, they've been doing this. Japan with the Hayabusa. I hope that I did not offend anybody, but I just like saying that word. Hayabusa! Just sounds cool. Their mission with the kind of knocking the asteroid off course, gathering data. You know that the OSIRIS-REx mission, gathering data, everything's about these asteroids. You see in the bottom the tweet from the ESA. They're doing this workshop, asteroid impact deflection. It's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. I did talk about the DART mission. This was in 2017. The target for DART is an asteroid that will have a distant approach to Earth in October 2022, then again in 2024. Remember what's happening in 2024, that eclipse. I'm just saying, it's cool. You know, the Great American Eclipse that happened, there's 7 years in between it. It looks like an X with the way the path of the sun came across. It's just interesting. So I talked about the DART mission. There's this binary asteroid. It's the perfect natural laboratory for this test, said Tom Statler, the program scientist. The fact that Didymus B is in orbit around Didymus A makes it easy to see the results to ensure the experiment goes off without a hitch. Who knows? Who knows if they're going to, crash into it and then something else happens? Who knows? Who knows if they, I don't know. But the whole thing with the whole Jupiter deal, with all the asteroids, they're worried that anything knocks something off course. What could happen is all of these asteroids that are currently in a steady orbit near Jupiter, some of them orbit the planet while others follow this massive planet as it travels around the sun. According to a study conducted at the Kenta Ashima of Astronomical University of Japan, there's a chance the orbital path of these asteroids might change. That's not good, everybody. That would be spooky. Once this happens, the asteroids could end up on a collision course with Earth. I don't want that to happen. Who wants that to happen? Anybody? Not me. I just don't know. There's all this talk about space. There's all this, just Elon Musk, just his huge new rocket ship. It's going to take people outside. Remember, that was the big deal. Everything's going to space. I'm going to talk about in a week or so. I'm going to talk about Jacob's Ladder. I'm going to tie that into the space elevator. I was going to talk about it a little bit on today's show, but I'll just mention it. They're building a space elevator. That's another thing. Oh my goodness. Are you having fun yet? I'm having fun. Wait till you see where this show goes. Because this is the kind of stuff that you'd hear in the movies. You know, you have the team scientists and they're working. We got to go up there. We got to figure these things out. Next thing you know, what are you going to hear? Signals from space? Oh yeah, that's right. We already did that. I'm getting to that part. Hang in. Okay, so this was just a little while ago. So they start leaking this information that astronomers, they're all really kind of probing the idea of extraterrestrials lurking on near-Earth objects. So you got ET riding the near-Earth objects and just, you know, studying us, watching us, because that would be a safe place, because, you know, we don't know how to really get there yet. So that's one of the things that they're throwing at us, that there may be that. Yeah, that's fun. Here's how they explain it. Could there be alien probes lurking near Earth? Anybody remember the Black Knight probe? That thing that was, I wish I had a picture of it. Let me go to the chat. Let me just see if anybody remembers the Black Knight. Well, I mean, they think that there is a lot of them. They think that this asteroid is, these asteroids and these near-Earth objects, that they're just kind of like, you know, little way stations for the Anunnaki. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. But here's their explanation. A recently discovered group of nearby co-orbital objects is an attractive location for extraterrestrial intelligence to locate a probe. It said probe. Yeah, seriously, this is a show for adults. Get your mind out of the gutter. I don't know what you're all thinking. It's a probe for space, not what you're thinking. It was not easily seen. These near-Earth objects provide an ideal way to watch our world from a secure natural object that provides resources, blah, blah, blah. Benford goes on his paper to describe these quasi-satellites that they could be used passively and actively, and that this is the news, right? So while we got everything going on in politics, and this is making up a big deal of the internet right now. It's very strange to me. I did report. I was probably one of the first people, because, you know, I'm always searching for just strange things, and I did talk about the interstellar object, the second one, Borissov, which means I think it's wolf or snow leopard or something, some kind of weird name that was discovered just recently. And here's a picture of it. If you haven't gotten a chance to see the picture of it, I'm trying to adjust my chair while you're all looking at Borissov, 2021 Borissov comet. They're saying that it's actually they're saying it's a lot more like a normal comet. They actually, some people were reporting that this thing, it could be in our own solar system, which makes not a lot of sense, because it's an interstellar. So it came from one solar system and came. I remember, I don't know if you saw the footage, but it looks really cool, where you have our solar system and all of a sudden it comes down from like out here and it swings around. Now there was another one called Oumuamua, which that was discovered by the Hawaiian Observatory. Everybody was crazy about it. Some Oxford professor said that it was like an alien ship with some kind of a star sail, solar sail. And so this is the second one. They were really excited about it because they caught it early. It was some, just amateur astronomer who was like looking up into the sky, and boom, he finds it. Just, I guess he was a little more than an amateur. I'm an amateur. I don't think I could have found this. But the deal with Borissov is just strange. Strange indeed. Just weeks after this discovery, astronomers detected the gas that emits from the surface. It was the first hint of what these travelers are made of. It's something, believe it or not, it's like kind of a toxic molecule made up of 2 carbon and 2 nitrogen atoms. The comet, dubbed Borissov, was first spotted on August 30th. That was like a minute ago. So here you have another interstellar traveler. Now, what's weird about Oumuamua is the name. I believe the first reports of the name was messenger from afar arriving first. That was the name they gave it, which was kind of I just thought, very interesting name, kind of a spooky, like something you'd see in a sci-fi movie, right? They give it that crazy name because deep down they know that it's more than just some kind of a comet. Especially the second comet, which they say, by the way, shining very, very bright, inexplicably bright. They don't understand it. They have ideas. I don't understand it. But Oumuamua, the name. And now it's translated into, which is even worse, kind of like a scout that arrives first before the warring party. Yeah, that's a much better definition of the name. You know, the scout that they send out is like, okay, we're gonna go down to the earth. You go first, Oumuamua. You're the scout. You go first. Now the second one, Borissov, just named after him. The guy who found it. Now it is on very close to the sun in the sky, so observing it's tricky. They say that this thing, by the way, is going to be almost as bright as one of the planets. But, you know, you're going to have to do a little better than just having your dollar store telescope looking at the sky. You're not going to see it. But once again, second interstellar visitor, strange. Everybody's trying to get to the moon. Weird. It's just bonkers. All of this stuff is just bonkers to me. You know, China, what was last year? They were the first to get on the dark side of the moon. Now we're going, now like, we're supposedly the moon is going to be the jumpstart place to Mars. President Trump announced that a little while ago. What is going on? Space Force? Come on. Space Force. That's the name they give. It's a movie. We're living a movie. And I think it's an interesting one. And it gets more interesting. Because I'm about to show you one of these crazy sightings. Something that just happened. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but it's a sighting all right. But before we get there, let's talk about what's going down in Chile. They had these crazy fireballs. And there were like a lot of them, and everybody saw it, and they think that they caused all these fires everywhere, but now they're reporting that the fires, they weren't from well, they don't even know what it is. They said it's not meteorites because there's no, here's the thing. They don't got any evidence of meteorites. Everybody saw it come down. They don't got any evidence of any junk right now, any space junk. So, bunch of stuff causes a bunch of fires everywhere, and there's nothing there. Everything's gone. Sounds like a movie. I'm just saying. Sounds like a movie. According to the local news report in Chile, something was seen blazing a trail across the sky over the island of Chile last Wednesday. Do you like the way I said that? Yo hablo español. Estudio en colegio, universidad. You know, necesito practicar. I need to practice. It's beautiful language. What a beautiful language. Okay, so naturally, with several small fires appearing, the sightings, they concluded that the two links, the events were linked, even though they're saying no, they don't know what it is. Now, the celebrated astrophysicist and Chilean of the Year, Jose Masa, speculated, he was the one that speculated, that the bright object seen on what date? September 25th. That's a 2 days after the 23rd. I'm just thinking it's cool. I mean, I'm going to say that all the time. Anything interesting happens now, I'm just going to say it. Because I really do think we're in a new day. I really do. Don't you feel it? It's like we're in I think we're in like the best part of the movie. Best part of the movie. We all become heroes. And then live happily ever after. Masa could be right about the glowing skyball, but connected to the patches of scorched earth. One problem is meteorites probably aren't that hot, they say, not in the way you'd imagine. It can't, cause fires, and yet the locations and the timing is suspect. But yet there's no evidence. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence of the space junk? Where's the evidence? Maybe it'll probably come out soon. Now, here's something that you may not know. Do you know that I'm really interested in Nibiru, Nibiru, Planet 9, Planet X. If you watch the channel long enough, I'm into that stuff. I wasn't into aliens. I wasn't. Really, it's not that I didn't believe in them. It's not that I even believe in them now. I mean, I really, in the grand scheme of things, it's part of the story. So, I mean, whatever it could be, it's something. But I wasn't very interested. I didn't know anything about Nibiru. I didn't know anything about Nibiru. I didn't know anything about I had ideas about that, the Anunnaki and stuff like that, but I thought that they were gods, and I didn't really clearly understand the whole spiel. And I've done videos on this, so if you want to learn more about this famed planet that now is being touted as Planet 9, which now they say doesn't exist, which I think is suspect. Disinformation. So yeah, if you want to know about that, check out my videos. I think I even have a playlist on this. But how I got involved in this is just strange. Just like I talk about on the show, I talk about the breadcrumbs, right? And the breadcrumbs, they led me to Planet 9. And now, of course, they're saying that Planet 9 could just be a little tiny little black hole. Little black hole. Hey, everybody in Super Chat. Ted Callahan. I love you too, brother. Harpazo season. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Awesome Joe Productions. Thank you all. I really appreciate the support. Means a lot. Means you like me. You really do. You really do. I think that's a Mandela effect, isn't it? So, how I got involved in this, I had a bunch of weird things happen back around 2015. Just one person said, check this out. Another person handed me something to read. Then I got this strange email. And then all of these incredibly strange events happened to the point where I said, oh my goodness, I got to look into this. And as I was seeking, and I'm like, oh, what should I talk about on the show? You got to remember, at this point in time, much to the chagrin of my family, I only had like 540 subscribers. I'd been on YouTube since 2008. My website, jacobisrael.com. If you haven't subscribed there, will you please? It's like my website. It's a WordPress site, and it's been there forever, and there's just such great stuff. It's all free, and just go. Sign up there, subscribe there, so if anything happens here, I can share my videos there. Just, it's good common sense. And if you want a Uranus is a Planet mug or a Buckle Up shirt, you can go to the comment section. You can help me out. So all of this stuff kept presenting itself to me. And to the point where I said to Danielle, I said, look, I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to talk about this wacky planet and this strange orbit. And I kind of didn't want to do it because I had already been talking about how the world I thought was going to turn sideways and just not make sense. And everything was going to get a little bonkers. And at the time I was doing speaking engagements, and I was a the theologian, right? So like a lot of people liked some of the interpretations that I had about the scriptures, and I was being invited on shows, I was being invited to speak, and then I came out and said, oh my goodness, and the world's gonna turn sideways, nothing's gonna make sense, and it's gonna be scary, and at the time everybody thought I was a little loopy. It was 2015, and I lost a lot of those, the support, and all the people that were like, oh, he really has some great insight. Then all of a sudden they were like, I don't know that guy. Kind of like Peter. when rubber meets the road, right? All of a sudden you say something that people aren't comfortable with, and then all of a sudden they throw you to the curb. But I learned early on just to not really care too much, and yet when I was presented with the idea, hey, I should talk about Planet X, Planet 9, Nibiru. At the time it wasn't really Planet 9, it was just known as Planet X and Nibiru. I wasn't going to do it. No way. Everybody already thought, my whole family, you all want to know something? Yeah. My family, people that I know, my friends, people I went to school with, they all think I'm crazy, right? So, or they have thought it, and then just because I'm such an awesome guy and I love everybody so much, maybe they've come around to the idea that I'm just eccentric. I don't know. But I'm used to the ridicule, and I'm used to the shame. I'm used to it, because when you're a seeker, when you're looking for the truth, I mean, if you really start to care about what people think around you, and you really start to feel like you got to change their minds, that's what the trap is. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I just get on here and I talk to the microphone, talk to all of you, and whoever shows up, I'm glad you showed up, but I don't need to, in my personal life, convince anybody. I need to live my life to the best of my ability to show them love and compassion And then they ask, why are you always so happy? Why are you always so upbeat? And I say, well, let me tell you. And then they're like, whoa, because they've been walking around like a dead man walking, ignorant of everything that's happening in the world. Oh my goodness gracious. So I didn't want to talk about it. I was like, no way. And I went to Danielle and I told Danielle, I said, Dan, listen, if you have like a dream about aliens or something, or I have a, I'm going to do the show. And she's like, I don't know, honey. That's a little weird. It's a little weird. Remember what happened last time? You got the book, right? You're going to get the book. It's going to come out. What everybody's going to think. So I blew it off. And that night I had a crazy dream. And in the dream, I thought of somebody that I was a reader of mine and a critic of mine. And I'm not really friends with the person, but I reached out to them. And then I said, hey, I had a dream about aliens. And I'd like to talk to you about it. And they were like, yeah, let me know. And this was like a theologian, another one who was a writer. Didn't know he was into all this stuff, but turns out, this is his life's work. And he tells me all about Nibiru, Planet Nine, all that jazz. I still don't do it. And then a buddy of mine who's a sci-fi writer, Bob, if you've been on the channel enough times, I've talked about him. Here it is, Aphelon. He asked me, I don't know if it was in 2014. When was this book out? A while ago, he asked me if he could use me as like one of the leads in his novel. He had this sci-fi series and called Aphelon. It's a great book, actually, really great book, well written, and he kind of had me smack dab in the middle of it. So after I talked to this guy on the phone, I'm like, I'm still not doing the video. And I had just gotten this book, and I'm thinking as I'm showering, getting ready for work, I'm thinking, I think his book has something to do with aliens. And I call him up. I said, does this have anything to do with blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, so you told me you put me smack dab in the middle of a sci-fi novel about an alien invasion where I'm some guy that like does like videos and like is inspiring and it becomes like the head of some guy. I mean, it's weird, right? Very weird. Very strange. Very strange. Very interesting. But I still don't do the video. I still don't do the video with all of that. All these breadcrumbs coming together. There's a passage that says in the mouth of two or three witnesses that God's word is established. So if something comes to you again and again and again, you should take note of it. You should probably say, hey, what's it about? What do I need to know? What do I need to do? So I blow it off. I end up going to Florida with the family on vacation, and I have a terrible dream. And in that terrible dream, it was something like out of that Jupiter thing. With the bunch. It was like I'm outside of some weird hospital. Ethan was somehow, in the hospital in the dream, and I see this planet, and I'm like, I panic, and I said, oh no, I never did the video. And in the dream, I'm running around with my phone. I'm going, oh Lord, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the video, Lord. I'm gonna do the video. Forgive me. And then it was like all these meteorites, and then I woke up scared, and I said, okay, I'll do the video. Now, I'm telling you all this because this is why I'm kind of interested in this subject. I do that video, and then I just kind of let it go, and I just tell everybody how I told you, not saying I believe in any of it. I mean, if you read any of the historical telling of the story, if you read the Sumerian epics, right, or you even go into Sitchin's work, you start to say, well, that kind of makes a little bit of sense, right? But that's not why I did. I had this terrible nightmare. And I'm like, hey, it doesn't hurt to just kind of tell everybody what I just told you. Then the next video I do on it, because I'm like, hey, I don't really care. At this time, they did not even admit that there was such a thing as Planet Nine. They said that this doesn't exist. There's no, And then that video goes viral. Millions. Goes viral. It gets picked up by some, big news thing in England. It goes viral. And now here I am with almost 144,000 of you. Thank God, right? So this is why I talk about this stuff. This is why I find it interesting. And this is why when I see Planet 9 may be actually a black hole, I'm like, baloney! Because I had a dream and I had a lot of interesting things. And also Caltech, the guys from Mike Brown, Batkin. I even tweeted to them. I said, hey, Mr. Brown, Batkin, what are you doing? You going to let them punk you? Your life's work? You're finally the guys that go, now why are they making a big deal? Like last year, they came out with some story again where they said it might be a lot of little like asteroids. But now they're saying that it's this. It might actually be a black hole. Just strange. Just strange to me because once again, you know, that's the way the movie goes, right? There'd be all the disinformation as well. You hear these stories, you know. But what else are we missing? What else are we missing to have like the best alien invasion movie? What are we missing? We're missing those radio signals, right? Remember the one from Contact? Anybody? Well, guess what? Floating galaxy radio bursts shed light on galactic halo. These radio transmissions, the fast radio bursts that like a year or two ago, they don't understand. Now they're coming at a more frequent pace, and it's like a mathematical pace. And now they're saying they've tracked the source to a halo. A halo, which is interesting. Interesting to me. Did anybody hear about this? Let me say hi to some people. Okay, so I got a lot of people watching. And I got to tell you something. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'm so grateful you're here. And I'm not always going to be perfect. The shows aren't always going to be to your liking. And I understand some people don't believe in space. And I get it, right? I get it. But I'm just so happy you're here. And I hope that instead of getting bogged down in, your beliefs, you just kind of look at it as a beautiful story, right? This is a sci-fi movie, whether it's real or not. This is the part of the puzzle that we're missing, is the radio bursts, right? Now we have that. Thank you, Freedom. I appreciate you too. Tori Jackson is here. Hello, Tori. Welcome. Jackie, I appreciate you as well. Sean, amen to you, my man. YouTube Vortex just watched an alien invasion scenario on the Science Channel, and the way they made contact was radio waves. Yeah, that's right. I'm with you. YouTube Vortex, I'm with you, man. Radio waves. I mean, come on. And here we go. Here we go. What's that date? Oh, yeah, October 3rd. October 3rd. Interesting. This is all so interesting. The signal is coming, they say, from a halo. This is a picture of it, so I can give you an idea. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look like anything from a sci-fi movie at all. Looks a lot like that tether they're thinking of making to create that space elevator. The signal from these fast radio bursts just went by the edge of a galaxy, giving us our first glimpse into the structure of the most diffuse halo gas that surrounds galaxies, says co-author Matthew McQuinn, an assistant professor of astronomy. It's always the assistants that go on the line. It's always the assistants. Oh, good grief. We got the radio bursts. We got that. Wouldn't it be fun if we could hear some actual alien sounds? Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if maybe, because in the movies, right before the alien invasion, it's like we got to get the news out to everybody, and they start to release the info. Navy just said that they're real. It confirms the UFOs are real, and yeah, this is they confirm it. This is no longer just a sci-fi show.